So today's word is inception. I will try to share the word today. Can you all see this? Can you see?
We are not able to see your screen, Toastmaster Izzat.
All right, no problem. Hope you can hear me.
Loud and clear.
Okay, I will quickly take another half a second to show the screen. Hope now you can see.
No, Toastmaster Izzat, your screen is not seen. I think you can proceed. Yeah, we can see it now.
All right, okay. Today's word is inception. I have given you how to pronounce it. Inception. Okay, the meaning is the establishment or starting point of an institution or activity. So, in short, it's a starting point. I given a sentence.
Hello, are you there? Are you there?
She has been on the board of directors since its inception 2 years ago. Hope you all got it. Also, there are meaning. Inception refers more to the beginning. So, synonyms of the inception to this word is origin, outset. Also, you can say start. So, I hope today's word is clear for you all, the Toastmasters. I recommend, encourage all of you to maximum use the word inception. So don't forget inception, in short, starting point, beginning. So thank you very much for the opportunity given to explain the word of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Izzat, for the word of the day. I request all of the Toastmasters to use the word of the day today. We have a few guests. Mr. Mari is there today. I think he's facing some this problem. Yeah. Mr. Mari, we have a new guest, Mr. Mari Al-Shahri. Could you please introduce yourself? Mr. Mari.
Hello. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Good morning, all. My name is Mira Shahri from Riyadh City, Saudi Arabia. I'm happy to be with you today. At the start of the meeting, I'm facing trouble with sitting because it's the first time I use Zoom application at the mobile. And nice to meet you all. And I'm happy to be with you today. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Today's session. Today we have a very important session, educational session on pathways. We had widely circulated it. The session will be conducted by none other than our mentor of our club and president-elect of Taj Toastmasters Club. Please help me welcome Dr. Sundar Ramalingam to give us the education session on pathways. The timing, Dr. Sundar, what are the timings?
It'll be 20 minutes, sir.
20
so 18,
minutes.
Green at 18, yellow at 19, and red at 20.
20, okay. And our member has joined for the first time, Sanat Agarwal. Please welcome him also. And I saw Dr. Mahesh also here.
I think he has left, sir.
He left, okay.
Okay.
We can go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Presiding Officer, for that generous introduction. Fellow Toastmasters and all my dear friends, a pleasant morning to you all. Every end is definitely a new beginning. A favorite quotation that I've heard is like, when you end a sentence with a period, it's not the end of everything, but it's just the beginning of a new sentence. So we all try to do the same thing in all through our lives, whatever we do. And one such endeavor that we are all trying to do is making ourselves into better leaders and communicators through this platform called Toastmasters. So without further ado, let me just move on to my educational session today. For the benefit of all the members here, this will be in two parts. The first part will be about pathways, the education curriculum that we are following as Toastmasters. And the second one is about the base camp. So there is something called as the base camp, which is the control center for the pathways. So I'm going to talk on the perspective of a member and not on the perspective of Basecamp manager. So because we want the members to benefit first, so the Basecamp manager, I can do it one-on-one for the Basecamp managers, who will respectively be the president, the vice president education, and the secretary of the club. So that can be done one-on-one later. But today it's going to be on the perspective of a member. And if time permits, we can have a small Q&A session towards the end of the educational session. So let me just move on first. Allow me to share my screen. Are you able to see my screen? Dear friends, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, fine. I would request the timer to just let me know if it is green, just by a voice. Okay, you can just say green, yellow, and red, because I'm doing a screen share. I'm not seeing any other views. Okay. So Toastmasters has always been bringing about learning curriculum since its inception. So for those of you, Toastmasters has been an organization that has been providing the training for all people from all walks of life to become better communicators, better speakers, and leaders for more than 75 years now. So the current curriculum that is being followed in Toastmasters is called the Toastmasters Pathways Learning Experience. It's no more called a learning curriculum or a syllabus, rather it's called a learning experience, because it is done, it's in fact, it's self-learned. Most of the learning that happens through self-study, self-introspection, and homework by the own person himself. So that's why it has been rightfully termed as the Pathways Learning Experience. Ralph Smedley, excuse me for that. Ralph Smedley is the founder of Toastmasters International, and he quotes, "Communication leads to the discovery of hidden abilities, broadens the person's conception of how to live with people. It brings out for use the leadership traits and abilities, and thus helps to prepare the individual to be a leader." And this is actually a quote from the book by Ralph C. Smedley, Personally Speaking. So moving over to the education program in Toastmasters, it has been evolving ever since its inception. So the earliest form was the basic training for Toastmasters, which was there for more than 3 or 4 decades. And then they moved on to the competent Toastmasters, or competent communication, competent leadership, and the advanced leadership and advanced communication series. This was actually a system which was there in use even until recently. So there have been some districts which have been using this old system even until the last year. But I think with the last program year, it was completely phased out, and universally all through the districts of Toastmasters, they made it a point that they have to switch over to Pathways. And this was also a self-learned, but the focus was more on communication skills rather than learning competencies. So that is one of the greatest edges which Pathways Learning Experience has over all the traditional platforms or traditional curricula which Toastmasters has been using. Again, a quote from Ralph C. Smedley. Actually, this is a presentation that I've taken from Toastmasters International, so they always make it a point to have the quotes of their founder. we learn in moments of enjoyment. So Pathways learning experience has indeed been designed in such a way that you enjoy learning. So one of the key aspects of the Pathways, like it makes sure it is high value, it is fun learning, it's customized to individual needs. It's not that you do something which everybody does, or it's not a stock platform, rather it is customized to individual needs. It's highly flexible. It's more based on competencies. As I mentioned to you a slide while earlier, it's not more based on the knowledge or skill acquiring set, rather than it is based on competencies. And it is resource rich, it's meaningful, and has effective evaluations. So one of the key aspects of all learning programs that Toastmasters has so far done is the evaluation. So evaluation is still more strengthened in the Pathways learning experience. And you choose the experience. It is not I choose it for you. As probably I'm your vice president education, and I'll say, oh, Toastmaster, yes, you have to do this one. You can do this pathway. No, nothing of that sort works out here. It is all done by you yourself. So you will be selecting your path, and you will be selecting what kind of projects you wish to do in that one. Of course, you will be having a mentoring support from your club, but it's all based on your own experience. So it's tailor-made, it's flexible, it has greater accessibility because it is online now, and the materials can be accessed from anywhere in the world 24/7, 365 days. And there are expanded resource. And the most important thing which Toastmasters uses at a selling point is its real world applicability. So if you choose a path that probably mirrors your profession or your passion, you could probably apply it on your real world scenario as well. So this is just a short video about the Pathways.
Welcome to the Toastmasters Pathways learning experience, an exciting, flexible, and interactive way to develop your skills and help others in your club develop theirs. Building on Dr. Smedley's original vision and Toastmasters' core competencies, Pathways upholds the club experience while offering new, revitalized educational content that helps you learn communication and leadership skills that address real-world scenarios. Pathways expands on the current education and leadership tracks by offering more than 300 competencies across 59 projects. These projects are divided into 10 specialized learning paths that allow you to tailor your experience to fit your needs and your pace. All of this content is available online, allowing you to learn anytime, anywhere, from your computer, laptop, or tablet through Basecamp. Basecamp is the place where you'll find all of the materials for your learning experience, along with tools for your journey. In Basecamp, you'll be able to share feedback with fellow club members, view badges you've earned, access and save digital speech evaluations, and more. When you first begin Pathways, you'll take an online assessment that will recommend the path that's right for you. You'll be able to access your path from your education transcript in Basecamp, where you can view and complete projects. New elective projects, such as write a compelling blog and manage projects successfully, allow you to tailor your learning to meet your interests. Projects in Basecamp include a variety of interactive elements, including questionnaires, quizzes, menus, and expandable content. Educational videos model skills and provide demonstrations of the concepts you are learning. For example, Prepare for an Interview shows effective and ineffective interview techniques. Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring demonstrates the difference between coaching and mentoring. And Manage Online Meetings provides the best practices and strategies for holding a webinar or another type of online meeting. As you can see, Pathways represents an exciting paradigm shift that brings with it many new learning opportunities. What's more, Pathways will feel familiar to you because it maintains the things you love about Toastmasters, including your club experience. Pathways is coming to your club soon. Visit toastmasters.org/pathways to learn more.
So that was just a short informative video which was giving the gist of all the information that encompasses Pathways. So as I mentioned to you earlier, it is all based on 5 core competencies, which is public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. So originally 10 paths were designed, Now 11th path has also been included, which is called engaging humor. And again, it also has its competencies. This is actually a presentation which is based on the original format. But in the last 2 years, engaging humor has also been included as the 11th path. So if you look at it, public speaking is a core competency in all paths. It doesn't matter which path you choose. Public speaking is always part of it. Of course, the remaining ones, the interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, and management skills are distributed among the path. So you could actually choose your path. I'll also go on to that one a little later after this presentation is over. So you could either choose your path based on the description of that particular path, or you could do a questionnaire which actually assesses your strengths, your opportunities, or areas for improvement, and it will suggest you a couple of paths which you can choose from. So all paths are divided into 5 levels, and each level is an accomplishment. Each level is an educational award. So you'll get a certificate, a digital certificate after completion of each level. So how it is done is like once you complete the level, you will be submitting completion of that level in the Basecamp, and the Vice President Education, who is the Basecamp manager, will approve it, and you will immediately get your certificate. It's all accessible online. So level 1 is usually based on the fundamentals. So you'll have your icebreaker, how to provide evaluation, how to receive feedback and provide evaluation, all of those things there, and how to present a topic based on researching and presenting. So these are fundamentals which are common in all paths. Similarly, the level 2 is also a little bit about learning your style. This actually tailor makes the path to its criteria. It's not the same for all pathways. If you take, for example, dynamic leadership, you may have 3 different projects in level 2. If you go for strategic relationships, you may have a different projects in the level 2. So from level 2 onwards, the customization starts. And you have to do 2 required projects, and one which is introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. So these are the projects that you do in your level 2. So going over forward, level 3, level 4, and level 5, it is all customized. You will not see any project repeating between level 3, level 4, and level 5 across the different paths. Of course, in all of these ones, if you look at it, they have some required projects and they also have some electives. So the required projects are usually tailor-made to the competencies of that particular path. For example, if your particular path focuses on leadership, then probably the required projects are based on leadership. If it's based on interpersonal communication, then probably it is focused on interpersonal communication. So depending upon the core competencies, the required projects vary. The elective projects are common across the board, and you have to do electives. For example, at level 3, you will do 2 electives. Level 4, you will do 1 elective, and level 5, you will do 1 elective speech. So these elective speeches usually overlap, and you can actually use it to your own customization because there is a huge choice that is available and you can use it as a customization. At the end of all those 5 levels, you will get your 5 educational awards. You have to do one final speech, which is called as reflect on your path. Reflect on your path is like you talk on a 10 to 12 minute speech, which is reflecting about how you progress from level 1 until level 5, what you learned, and all of those things. So once you complete the reflect on your path, which is your path completion speech, you will be completing that path. So this is how every path progression goes through. For the benefit of all the members, when you join as a new member in Toastmasters, your first path is free. You can add an additional path for $20. And $20 is when you use the digital resources. If you wish to use printed resources, which will be sent over to you through mail or it will be shipped to you, it's going to be $45. But since currently we have accessibility to the internet and connectivity all through, most of us are using only the digital resources. And one of the best parts about Pathways, it has been developed across several languages. But for us, we normally use English, which is the primary language. And as I mentioned to you earlier, upon completion of every level, you will get a certificate. And you can also give badges to your members. This is through the Basecamp. It's an additional add-on feature. It's something like kind of value addition, but most of us never seem to be using it. Upon completion of your 5th level and your path completion speech, you get your path completion certificate, and you can order a pin. Okay, a Toastmasters Pathways completion pin. Of course, you have to pay for it, but you can order it just to say that you are competent in that particular path. As I mentioned to you earlier, evaluation is one of the key points of Pathways. So for every project that you do, there will be a self-evaluation, which will be done as a part of your self-learning. And when you present that as a speech, the outcomes of your project or your project report as a speech, it will be evaluated by one of your fellow Toastmasters. So that evaluation form is always there. So when you access these projects in the Basecamp, you will be able to see what are the learning resources. And before you deliver the speech, you will be able to download your evaluation. And normally the evaluation is only it is not necessary to be recorded. There is no kind of system that says that the evaluation has to be done on the Basecamp for you to complete that project. Nothing of that sort. Even if you take, normally what we advise to our club members is take a copy of it and save it for your resources or save it for your future use and just keep it for your self use. There is nothing to be done or uploaded on the Basecamp. And based on your self evaluation before and after the project, it will be considered complete. So this is how the normal evaluation form works out, and every category, okay, or every point or aspect of your speech or your project that will be evaluated usually follows a Likert scale, a 5-point Likert scale. So for example, you just take the case of vocal variety, which is about voice modulation. So the evaluator can score you from 5 to 1, where 5 is the best and 1 is the least. And there is also a descriptive criteria for each of these ones. This is all part of the evaluation form, which is downloadable as a PDF. And normally, before you present a project speech, you will download it and send it to your evaluator, who will be the one to do the evaluation for you. In addition to that, there is also something called as the Pathways Mentor Program. So if you are highly competent in Pathways, you can be a Pathways mentor to other members in your club. So this is applicable once you complete your first path, and then you have to do 2 more speeches, which is prepare to mentor and advanced mentoring. In addition, you should have taken up a mentorship assignment, wherein you mentor a member of your club for at least 6 months, and you present those findings. Actually, there'll be a questionnaire where you will ask your mentee or protege to give you feedback about your mentoring, and then you will present it. So then you become a Pathways mentor. So this is the Basecamp. This is the output for the Basecamp flow. Let us go and look on it live. And this is about choosing your path. I'll just demonstrate it all to you live. So I will now close this screen and move over to Mr. Timer. How many more minutes do I have?
It's 17 minutes now. You have 2 more minutes. 3 minutes more.
Thank you. Okay. I think I'll have to rush up with the Basecamp. Since this is important, I'll request the presiding officer to give me a few more minutes. Can you see my screen now? Is it seen? You are able to see my web browser interface?
Yes, we can see.
Yes. Okay. So normally, once you sign up to Toastmasters, you get your username and password. I believe all of you have received your username and password, so you can use that to log into Toastmasters. And once you log in, it takes you to your dashboard. So your dashboard is a place that gives you details like which club you are a member in and what is your membership number. So normally this is how it opens up. And when you click on your name, you get into the dashboard. So this is the primary area where you need to go in. So this gives you information about your club, your profile, and all other details. So how do we access the Basecamp? So there are 2 things. One thing is we have to make sure as a club officer, this is actually focused towards the club officer. The club officers have to make sure that all members are enrolled in Pathways. So that can be checked here. They can go to Club Central. And when they go into Club Central, there is something called as Club Roster. So when they click open the Club Roster, it gives an information whether all members are Pathways enrolled or not. So for those members who are not enrolled in Pathways, let us first look how to choose a path. So click on choose a path, and you have to select English is the language that we are following. So normally we use digital resources. So your first path, as I mentioned to you, is free. But when you go for an additional path, you will be asked to pay for it. And that payment comes at the end. You could use any form of payment, a digital payment, like use a credit card. I don't think they support PayPal. So we select digital resources. And there are 2 options. as I mentioned to you earlier, you can either view the path options or take an assessment. So viewing path options, if you click continue, it shows a brief gist on what this path is all about. And you can actually select your path based on that. The other option is to go through the questionnaire. You can actually select the digital resources and go through the questionnaire. And if you take an assessment, based on the assessment, you will be shown a few paths which you can choose. This is something which you can do it by yourself. Now moving over to the Basecamp, say let us assume that you have selected your path already. So what you have to do is like you have to go to your Basecamp. This Basecamp manager option, as I told you, is given only for the Basecamp managers, who are respectively the president, the vice president education, and the secretary. If you are not an XCOM member, or if you are not a Basecamp manager, you will not see this option. You will just see your club name and the button go. So when you click go, it opens another window wherein you will go to your Basecamp. So this is your Pathways Basecamp. So in the Basecamp, you can, when you scroll down, the first thing that you see is paths and learning. So this is where you will normally go for your paths. So if you have registered to your path, it will automatically show up here, the paths that you are currently registered and that which are active. If you have not selected any path, nothing will be shown here. So just for the sake of how to access it, I'll just show through one of the paths that I have taken up. So for example, I've taken up dynamic leadership. All I have to do is click on open curriculum. And I've already completed up to level 2 and I'm currently in my level 3 for this one. So let's see how it works from level 1. So if you are a beginner, it usually goes to level 1. So you would be seeing all the projects in level 1 over here, listed out here, the icebreaker, the evaluation and feedback, the researching and presenting, and the level 1 completion. So what happens is for every project, you'll have to click launch. So launch takes you through a series of steps. So this usually opens on a new pop-up window. Make sure that you have disabled your pop-up blocker in your browser. So since I have completed it, it just goes on to the final page. So this is how it goes to the first step. Once you click on a project, launch, it will open in a window and you will go to the navigation port. And from there, you can just click on the next arrows, which will take you to the introduction, what the project is all about. As I mentioned to you, it's all about self-learning. You will have some videos. For example, there is a project checklist. You can click open on this checklist to see what all you need to do for this particular project. So it's very easy, user-friendly. You can just explore it. If you have skills using a web interface, I'm pretty sure that you could all do it. So there are two important things. One is for your self-assessment, wherein you assess your skills before. So you answer this questionnaire, it's a short questionnaire. You will answer your skills before, and you will do the same thing wherein you will assess your skills after. So this gives you a self-input, like whether I have improved doing this particular project or not. So this gives out the competencies. And then you will see videos about how the icebreaker. So most of them have these kind of videos that are describing what this project is. So you may have to spend roughly around 30 minutes doing this, getting to know what the project is, what you need to do, and all of these things. And you will also have worksheets which will help you prepare your project speech. And say if it is going to be something different than a speech, if it's going to be about learning about your leadership styles or communication styles, it will give you ideas from where you can search resources and put them in your speech. And then finally, you have tips to organize your speech, how to write, prepare, and present it. And you will have how you can plan your timing of your speech, how to pace it, how to organize it, how to review it. And then since this is icebreaker speech, it talks a lot about overcoming pre-speech anxiety, how to relax, breathe, and enjoy, and what to do after your speech, how to receive feedback. So how to evaluate yourself based on that feedback, how to review and apply it. So here, and when you come to the complete your assignment page, you will see the resources that you will need for this particular project. So initially you do that, you do the self-study part of it, and then come over to the resource. So there are three resources mainly. One is the evaluation resource, which is what I told you is the evaluation form. So when you click that, it opens as a PDF file. So it's a fillable PDF. You can just download it, save it, place your name, the name of your evaluator, your speech title, and send it across to your evaluator, who will evaluate and provide their feedback, and then send it back to you. And the print my project is the entire project. Whatever that you did a self-study before, that comes out as a PDF version, and you can just print it if you want and use it for, say, if you are a person who's fond of hard copy resources, you could use that. Instead of actually ordering the resources from TMI, you can actually download it and print it here. And this is your speech preparation outline worksheet, which is used to help you prepare your speech. So what happens is, like, over a period of time, when you go across doing multiple speech projects, so all you need to do is, like, you need not go into the worksheet. You will probably use your worksheet only as a guide, and then you will go ahead with your speeches. So at this point, you will deliver your speech project. And once your project is done, you will do your after skills assessment. So after the project, what have you done? You will do an assessment, self-assessment, as I mentioned to you. So you could assess yourself, and then that completes that particular project of that level. So this is something similar to all projects in your pathways. So depending upon 3 or 4 projects per level, so you may have to be doing it again and again. So once all of this is done, you have to mark completion in here. So it usually is like this here. So once you complete your first project, and here it says 2 required elective projects, here it shows us launch. So the level 3 completion launch will be there. So when you click on that, your message will be sent to your Vice President Education to approve it. So once your Vice President Education approves it, you will be completing that level, and you will be able to download your certificate. For example, I completed my level 2, and you can see here it says view certificate. When I click on that, you see the certificate that opens up on a pop-up window, and you can actually download it and save it for your personal use. I think I have taken too much of my time. I hope I have been able to, excuse me.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your patient listening. Unfortunately, we do not have more time to discuss further. So probably over the end of the meeting, we can discuss it if you have any queries or clarifications. Back to you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sundar, for your wonderful presentation. So now, for the guests, the meetings are held because of a few pillars, meeting leaders. So they control the meetings like let me introduce the meeting leaders. The first meeting leader is the grammarian. Grammarian, Mr. Izzat, could you please explain your role? Grammarian, please. Izzat is there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Could you please explain your role, please?
Thank you. All can hear me, I hope.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, my name is Izzat Hamid, today's grammarian of the meeting. As a grammarian, my responsibility will be to pay close attention to all speakers, and also listening carefully of their language uses. These all I will note down their misuses of the language, we can call it filler words. Say example, like that, sometimes we are prolong the word when we talk. So good speakers, of course, they learn this is the base for all leaders and the speakers. So they have to identify their weaknesses, how they use it, the good phrases, sayings, quotes, the good point also. I mean the outstanding words. So this also I'll be noting down. So as a grammarian, of course, I will come back when called upon by our general evaluator to tell you all uh, how went to your speech. So did you all use any misuses in the languages? So that's why in the grammarian part, the all speakers. So the purpose of this evaluation or the grammarian part to encourage, to motivate, or the command the best use of the language. So here, the English language, so we have to use in a proper professional way, so without any like using any liter words, like it will damage your speech. So in order to stop those things, so I am today will be monitoring you all, the speakers, the participants in the meetings. So how do you all use this word? So also as a grammarian, I would like to introduce the word I already introduced. It's just a reminder. So don't forget that today's word is inception. You all know inception, maximum use it. I will note down how many times you all use inception. Also, I will not forget to mark down the misuses of the language. So misuses not allowed, but initially you can improve it. So this is the session here. It doesn't mean that you have to speak at one the perfect speed. So here we are evaluating you. So you can take your time. You can improve day by day by speaking proper English language. So when called upon, I will come back again as said for the reporting. So until that, over to presiding officer, uh, Toastmaster Sridhar. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Izzat, for your detailed role play. Now, every meeting we have a timer. Now, timer, Anand Pillai, could you please explain your role, please?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. And good morning to all the fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as the timer is to keep time for all the prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and evaluation speeches. For this purpose, I'll be using 3 different colors. They are green, yellow, and red. The green color will indicate that the speaker has qualified the speech. The yellow color means the speaker hits the target time. It's halfway between the minimum and the maximum time allotted. And the red color when the time allotted is finished. After the red color appears on the screen, each speaker has 30 seconds to wrap up his speech. And in case of table topics, there will be 15 seconds to wrap up the speech. For prepared speeches like we have icebreaker, the ideal time is 4 to 6 minutes, where green will be shown at 4, yellow at 5, and red at 6 minutes. For table topics, the screen will be green at 1 minute, yellow at 1.5 minutes, and red at 2 minutes. For prepared speeches evaluations, the green color will appear at 2 minutes, yellow at 2.5 minutes, and red at 3 minutes. For table topic evaluation, the evaluator has 30 seconds for one table topic speech. So if we have 6 table topic speakers, there would be 3 minutes. At this time, green will be at 3, yellow at 3 and 3.5 minutes, and red at 4 minutes. I'll be presenting my report when called upon by the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much. Now we have another role player who is our counter, who will monitor our R's and filler words. Mr. Zishan, could you please explain your role?
Good morning, Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster Sridhar, fellow Toastmasters, and the guest. My name is Ishan Ali Khan. Today, I will be playing the role of a counter. And for this, I will be looking for the use of the words of those words which will be used for the crutch or pause filler for during the speech by anyone. So I will be listening for the overused words like well, so, but, and I will also be watching for the filler words like are. I will also note when the speaker repeat a word or phrase during his speech. And at the end of the meeting, when the Toastmaster of the day will ask me for the report, I will share you the number of times each speaker used those filler or repeated words. Thank you, Toastmaster, Mr. Sridhar.
Thank you very much, Zishan. Now we have a vote counter. Vote counter of the day is our Zoom master, Dr. Sundar Ramalika.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fellow Toastmasters, good morning once again. As your vote counter, I shall be helping you select the best prepared speaker, the best table topic speaker, the best meeting leader, and the best of big three, and the best evaluator. The voting shall be done using Google Forms links. I will be sharing the link on the Zoom chat, and you can vote for the meeting leader whom you feel perform their roles to the best of their abilities. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Now we will start our education session. We have all icebreakers. So I wouldn't be introducing them. The speakers will be introducing themselves. So the first icebreaker will be by Mohammad Nauman. So Mohammad Nauman, could you please unmute yourself? Come into the screen, please. Make your video on. Mohammad Nauman will be evaluated by our evaluator, Mudassir Farooq. Mudassir Farooq will be making a debut in evaluation. Please give him a round of applause. Mudassir Farooq, can you please explain the role of the criteria of speech of Mohammad Nauman?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Mohammad Nauman will be giving his icebreaker speech. The purpose of the speech, the project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of public speaking. The icebreaker speech will have a length of 4 to 6 minutes, and the title of the speech is The Book of My Life.
Okay.
Over to you.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters, please help me welcome Mohammad Nauman to give his debut icebreaker speech. Mr. Mohammad Nauman.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Am I audible and visible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Timer, can you please start my time now? I start my speech with the Shakespeare's quote that all the world is a stage and all the men and women are merely players. They have their entrance and exits, and one man in his life play different parts. Today, I'm going to perform the role of speaker to deliver my first speech in Toastmasters stage. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and respected guests. My name is Mohammad Nauman, and I'm currently working as a Deputy Manager, Accounting, Finance, and Controlling in CMA Group, Riyadh. I'm here to deliver my first icebreaker speech, but believe me, it's not an icebreaker for me. It's like a heavy stone or a rock breaker for me. I'm thinking to break this heavy rock in every meeting since we start our first meeting on 24th April 2021. But every time my introvert personality jumped in front of me and said, no need to worry, you have a meeting in a week time, so why rush this time? No, the question is, who I gathered this courage today to deliver my first speech? It's all because of our club president, distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar, who informed me that I already added your name for the icebreaker speech, and you have to deliver it today in the next meeting, that is today's sixth meeting. So I don't have any other option just to use the right weapon to break this heavy stone or use water to melt this ice. No, I would like to reread my book of life with you, and we will briefly go through some important chapter of my life. Now, one of the most important and basic chapter is about my family and city. I belong to the city of Faisalabad, which is the third largest city of Pakistan. It has been referred as the Manchester of Pakistan, as it is a hub for textile industry. My father is a retired commissioner of income tax, and my mother is a housewife. I have two sisters and one brother. My both sisters are doctor. Elder one is working in a John Hopkins Hospital, Dammam, and the other one lives in UK and presently bringing up her children. My brother is an electrical engineer by profession and working in Tamimi Group of Company. My wife is a doctor of pharmacy and currently working with the Kingdom Hospital, Riyadh. We are blessed with the two beautiful kids by the grace of Almighty Allah. Now, the next chapter is about my education and experience. I started my schooling from my native city, and I was a bright student, but I'm not that top rank 3. I'm just follow the footstep of my elder sisters and maternal forefathers. I just follow the pre-medical studies. But when the result announced, I was not able to secure a single position in any medical college of Punjab. So it was a big disappointment for me. I have two options. One is either to repeat in next year and try my luck next time, or just to change the educational field. It was just exactly like the theme of today, that every end is a new beginning. But I thank God that it's a good suggestion for me of my father that just to change the line, and I will just change my line to accounting and commerce. It's like there is the light at the end of every tunnel. I changed my educational line. So after changing the line from commerce, I completed my ACMA, CGMA from Chartered Institute of Management Accountant. I did my MBA in management and finance, and I have a couple of certification in account, audit, and finance. Now, if I just talk about my experience, I have more than 15 years of experience in accounting and finance profession. I was attached to the Ernst & Young for 4 years. Really, it was a good opportunity for me to enhance my experience and knowledge. No, there I lead a team of more than 30 staff in one of the audit. After that, I got a chance to move to KSA. I joined Al Muhadir 6 contract in Jeddah in 2013. No, that was my first assignment in KSA. So it was a fast-paced project, and we have to construct that stadium in around a time of 14 months. But initially, it was planned for a 40 months. I was a proud member of the accounting and the tax department of that project. No, it's a state-of-art stadium, and I will request all the members, especially the one who are residing in Jeddah, just to visit the stadium in the upcoming match. Now, after that stadium project, I just moved to Riyadh for Riyadh Metro. Here, I joined the Fast Metro. Fast Metro is basically a joint venture for Alstom, Samsung, Tipsa, and Frasinet. Here, I'm able to implement SAP and the Primavera. No, if I just tell about it, the more of the, if you're just residing in the case in Riyadh, you can just say it, a lot of diversion is due to this project. But believe me, when this project will be completed, it will connect the Riyadh to 6 different lines, and it is around 174 kilometers, and it will change the entire infrastructure of Riyadh city. I worked there approximately for 3 years. After that, I moved to the CMI group of company, who we are providing services in defense, energy, and environmental sectors. Now, if I just tell me about the hobbies, I'm a big fan of cricket in my teenage, like every subcontinent guy. I play cricket, football in my school team and a college team. I was the captain of my house team in my school, regional public school. I play with my college team also. Now, if I just tell you why I just moved just to the last chapter of my life, or the current lecture, that I just joined the Toastmaster just to build confidence in public speaking and other activities. Now we all know that all the big journeys start with a single step. And today I just start my first step. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Noman. So now we all know who Mohammed Noman is. The next icebreaker will be given by who will be the next the icebreaker will be evaluated by Nafis Ahmed. And Mr. Nafis Ahmed, could you please explain your role, please? Explain the criteria of the speech.
Thank you, Yomodi. Today, Toastmaster Abdullah Suleiman is giving his first speech of the Toastmaster journey. This is project level 1, P1. His pathway is effective coaching, and the duration is 4 to 6 minutes. And his topic is the turning point. The objective of this project is to the member to introduce himself about himself to the club. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, VP Education. The next speaker who will be giving his icebreaker, which is from the pathway effective coaching. Please help me welcome Abdullah Suleiman, our treasurer of a club.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is a courage to continue that counts. This is a speech by former President of the United States, Winston Churchill, speaking about success and failure at the University of Miami. So my starting point is always to never give up and nothing to be considered as too late from the inception till you reach your destination. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. This is my first speech about icebreaker, and my purpose joining Toastmaster is to sharpen my skills, presentation skills for public speaking as an executive coach, effective coach, which is my pathway. So allow me to introduce myself. I'm Abdullah Suleiman from Sudan, Khartoum. I'm working currently in Saudi Arabia, Eastern region in Dammam, as a head of internal audit for Saudi Petroleum Service, established by Ministry of Energy and Saudi Aramco and other major petroleum companies. I have more than 23 years of experience in audit, finance, risks, and governance. Recently, also, I elected to establish an internal audit function at one of the academies for Saudi Aramco, and also acted as head of internal audit. So, people may take some challenges or risks to realize their dreams, and they have a major turning points in their life, whether in career or education or marriage, and etc. Today, I will just shed light on some turning points related to my education and career from inception till I reached my destination. So my first turning point is about my journey, first journey to Saudi Arabia, which is my first time to work abroad. When suddenly an old friend walked out into my office and told me that there is a golden opportunity for you to work in Saudi Arabia. Just you need to go and meet one Saudi businessman in 5-star hotel in Khartoum. At that time, I don't have any appointment. He didn't give me any background or information about him. And also, even I'm not in the short list. So I wonder, how can I meet a guy without any reason? And how can I convince him? Short, long story, I went there and met with this businessman, and he, first time, of course, is surprised how I approach him. But after the discussion and interview, he said, okay, I will call you next day if things went well. And hopefully and successfully, he called me that Abdullah have got the opportunity. So this turning point educated me not only how to hunt a job, but rather to raise my bar and my level and to work on some big companies like Big Four, which is my second turning point and my story with KPMG and the internal audit. Since inception with KPMG, they assigned me to one of their major projects in one of the largest telecommunication company in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East without any internal audit or technical background. And also to work with one of the high qualified staff from KPMG India. And at that time, I'm just like a fresh graduate. So I consider myself at that time, if I remember, like a fish surrounded with sharks and struggled to navigate to reach the safe haven. Hopefully, I overcome all these challenges and succeeded. So unless you jump into the water, you will not learn how to swim. My final second turning point, which is from a long time after my graduation, I just think about to go back to the academy and refresh my mind and applied for an executive MBA at one of the most reputable universities in UK. But the challenge is that how to manage the time and to strike the balance between work, study, and family. And after 2 years of hard work, and my family also sacrificed a lot of their special and precious time, I achieved my executive MBA and celebrated my success by attending the ceremony of graduation in UK. Not only that, I enjoyed unforgettable moments in London for a couple of weeks. So you have to have a determination and passion in order to achieve your goals. And I can conclude by a quotation or a quote from a renowned writer, which was from his book, Think and Grow Rich, Think and Grow Rich, that patience, persistence, and perspiration made a combination of success. So your success depends on your self-confidence, your determination, and finally, if you reap what you sow. Thank you very much. Can I see you the time now?
Yeah.
Timekeeper.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Suleiman. The next icebreaker will be evaluated by our veteran Toastmaster, Yogi Desai. Yogi Desai, could you please tell the criteria of the speech again? Yogi Desai.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Our next speaker is Toastmaster Hidayatullah Baig, who will be presenting us an icebreaker. And the title of the speech is My Introduction to the Club. And of course, as we know, the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself to the club and learn the basic structure of public speaking, and wish him best of luck.
Thank you, Mr. Yogi Desai. Our speaker who will be giving the icebreaker is Mr. Hidayatullah Baig. And the title of the speech is No End to It. Please help me welcome Hidayatullah Baig to give his icebreaker speech.
Can you all see me and hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'll start now. Albert Einstein said, "The more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know." I am a firm believer of this thought and believe that learning never ends, and that is why I am here amongst you to learn and develop new skills. Good morning, distinguished Toastmasters, Sridhar, fellow Toastmasters, and guests for being here to listen to my icebreaker speech. Let me introduce myself. I am Hidayatullah Beg, a native of the South Indian city of Chennai. I am basically a transportation engineer and a planner, and mid-career, I moved to project financing, public-private partnership, and Islamic financing, spanning a career of over 30 years. I currently work as a senior executive advisor, transportation sector at the National Center of Privatization and PPP under the Ministry of Finance, Government of Saudi Arabia. I am involved in hand-holding government ministries and departments in structuring and procuring projects under the public-private partnerships to realize the goals of Saudi Vision 2030. Let me describe my career journey now. I completed my bachelor's in transportation engineering from Bangalore University in India, and then went on to do my master's in transportation planning at the School of Planning and Architecture, New Delhi. Thereafter, I worked in several transportation and traffic consultancy organizations. While undertaking technical and techno-economic feasibility studies for several projects, I got interested in finance, uh, and went on to do my MBA in finance from ICFA Business School. Thereafter, I shifted my career to work in one of India's largest credit rating agency called ICRA. Thereupon, in 1988, the government of India set up IDFC, which is the Infrastructure Development Finance Company, to kickstart the private sector participation in infrastructure development in the country. So I joined since the inception of IDFC in project financing and advisory assignments. It was in 2004, I moved to Saudi Arabia in Riyadh, and I joined Al Raji Bank as head of project finance. And I've been working in this department since its inceptions till I joined the government in 2019. Regarding my career goal, I envisage myself in a C-level position in the next couple of days. As far as my family is concerned, I'm married. I have 3 kids. My elder daughter is an architect. She has done MArch from UK. My elder son he just completed his bachelor's in engineering in automotive engineering from UK, and I have a second son who is in grade 4 studying in Riyadh. I identified, the speaking problem which I have while I was studying in School of Planning and Architecture. There was this final, seminar where I was supposed to make a presentation. I climbed up the stage and tried to speak, but I just went blank, seeing the audience in front of me. I could not utter a single word despite cheering and prompting by my friends and classmates. I just couldn't speak and had to come down the stage, resulting in my losing the rank. I started working on this myself without any professional help over the last few years and improved a lot thereafter. I can say I heard about the Toastmasters Club earlier, but never had the opportunity to attend any session despite an invitation from a friend. Oh, and I deeply regret for that. I now enjoy having joined MECA KSA Toastmaster Club during the past couple of weeks. Despite slight convenience in timing, I'm willing to sacrifice it, and I enjoy attending the meetings and have started learning a lot. I particularly like the table topic speech, which is like a brain teaser, prompting you to think and speak impromptu. I have also realized that I used too many R words. Nobody has pointed out to me this earlier, and I'm glad to hear about my mistakes and make necessary corrective actions. Over the next months and years to come, I hope to benefit from fellow Toastmasters in improving my speaking skills as well as my leadership skills. With this, I would like to conclude my speech and thank you very much for this opportunity, and thank you for listening. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hidayatullah. So we know who Hidayatullah is. Timer, where all the speakers are qualified.
Toastmaster of the day. All the speakers are qualified except Toastmaster Sundar. Yes.
No, only speakers means prepared speakers.
Prepared speakers, yes, all of them have qualified.
Yeah. Dr. Sundar, can you please send the voting link?
Yes, Toastmaster of the day, I'll be sharing the link now.
The next session will be the table topic session. And it's the impromptu speaking session. This will be held, this table topic session will be conducted by a very seasoned Toastmaster. He's an associate consultant or oral surgeon by profession. He's a Toastmaster since 2017, the current VP Education of Start Toastmasters Club and a president-elect. He's a coach for PSU Falcons Club. And he's also associated with many other clubs in helping them. He's a Division B champion and a SATAC semi-finalist for the program year 2019-20. Please help me welcome Dr. Sundar Ramalingam to present the table topic sessions of the day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, for that generous introduction, and I'm indeed humbled. Fellow Toastmasters and all my dear friends, a warm good morning once again. And as our last speaker said, table topics is indeed one of the most exciting sessions that we always encounter in our Toastmastering meetings. This is because it helps you think on your feet and speak with spontaneity. So for those who are not aware, table topics session is actually a session that helps us practice impromptu speaking skills. A topic is given to you and you can think for a few seconds, you start speaking, and to be eligible or to be qualified as a table topic speaker, you need to speak for at least 1 minute, and the maximum time that you could speak is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Our timer has already detailed how it will be shown. Usually you are shown the green card at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and the red indicator at 2 minutes. And once you see the red indicator, you have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. For all the members, remember that table topics is also a speech. So it also has the organization of a normal speech. You need to have an opening, body, and a conclusion. Try to incorporate that as much as possible. And one of the best aspects of table topic speech is to include a personal example. Whatever topic you get, try to bring in a personal example. And to challenge yourself, if you could add humor or interaction with the audience, this is an added bonus. Try to use the word of the day, and now we will jump right away into the table topic session. So I'll be reading out the topic and then calling the speaker. The first topic is, every moment is a new beginning. How often have you regretted a new beginning? I'm going to call Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, good morning. I'm sorry, please unmute yourself. I muted you by mistake. So this topic is, every moment is a new beginning. How often have you regretted a new beginning? Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sundar Ramalingam. Good morning to Toastmaster of the day, DTM Sridhar, fellow Toastmasters and guests. A very interesting topic. Every moment is a new beginning. How often have you regretted it? I would say very rare. Very rare. I can't specifically remember a new moment which I have regretted. Every moment is a new beginning. It comes with new learning experience. It enriches you. So I think I'm personally a lifelong learner. I'm still trying to learn, and joining Toastmasters is the reason why I have, again, it's the reason why I joined Toastmasters is because I want to be a lifelong learner. So yes, I agree with it, with the statement 100%. I don't think you should regret any moment in your life. Every moment comes, whether it is good, bad. If it is good, it motivates you. If it is a bad, if it's not to your liking, it enriches you. It helps you get better at whatever you are doing. So yes, you should look up to every moment as a learning opportunity, as improving upon yourself, and not regret it. This has been my philosophy right from inception of my career and my studies, and I hope to continue that way. Thank you, Toastmaster. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sanat, for that interesting message that you have shared. Every moment is a new beginning. Enjoy it if it is good. If it feels as if regrettable, then probably don't look at it as a regret. Rather, look at it as a new learning experience. Thank you. Wonderfully said, Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal. So for the next topic, if you had the chance to go back in time and change one thing, what would you do? For this topic, can I call Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq? Toastmaster Mudassir,
Yes,
your
am
topic
I
is,
audible?
yes, loud and clear. Sir. So if you had the chance to go back in time and change one thing, what would you do? Toastmaster Mudassir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. It's a question which perplexes everyone in their daily lives. Everyone has some regrets in life, or they have some happy moments in life which they would definitely want to go back to and relive those moments. If I take this question and ask myself, what would it be? I would definitely say that I would want to go back to my childhood and relive those memories of carelessness and fondness with my parents and my friends. I do not find anything I might wanted to have changed it, because where I am today, I'm very content with my life. I'm very happy with it. But I would definitely want to go back in time and just relive some moments, definitely. Now, if we take this one from every human's point of view, everyone has some inception points in life from which they're considered as things that have turned around their life altogether. So you can say that those were the life-defining moments. Uh, there might be regrets in some person's life or something, but in order to move forward, this is what I believe, that you need to forget those regrets and live your life as if you are focusing on your future. Just learn from your past and move on. Because if everyone wanted to go back and started changing things, definitely the future that they are having right now would not be where they are. So for me, I would say that there's nothing in my life which I would want to change. So uh, this question in itself is more of what I want to do rather than what I wanted to change in life. I cannot see the timer, so please just let me know. That's it from my side.
Thank you
Back
very
to you,
much.
Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mudassir, and I'm sorry for not having spotlighted the timer. I believe you were able to finish it on time. Thanks for telling us that, sometimes we feel that we need to go back in time and change things, but ultimately it is all about accepting and learning from all those lessons that we have gone through in life and cherishing those moments, even though they have been sometimes not so very good. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Madasar. For the next topic, we have, the topic is, if you had to move 3,000 miles away, what one thing would you miss the most? For this topic, can I call Toastmaster Zishan? Toastmaster Zishan?
Yeah, can you repeat the topic once
Yeah,
more?
I'll repeat the topic. Yes. If you have to move, can I repeat the topic?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. If you have to move 3,000 miles away, what one thing would you miss the most? Toastmaster Zishan.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, for giving me the opportunity for this topic, for this table topic. This is very good table topic. I like it because it has already happened to me. Because I have moved from Karachi, Pakistan to Jeddah, which is around 4,000 miles away. If I want to, what I miss the most, this is what my interaction with my parents. My parents are there, still alive. And what my regret is that from the last 2 years, especially due to this corona pandemic, I could not go to meet them. Yes, I am talking to them daily or twice a day, which is called half of the meeting. But still the joy of meeting them personally and physically with affection, with love is missing over there. So this is the most important thing which I miss after being moved to this part of the world. The other things, yes, I want to meet my siblings, I want to meet my relatives, I want to meet my friends, my fast friends, which were from my childhood. And due to this pandemic, actually this feeling has gone strong, because before we were going to our country, we were going to meet all of them maybe once a year, or ideally I was going twice a year. But now, last time I visited them in August 2019. And after that, I have not been able to go again. There are a lot of limitations on the traveling. And this is very risky. Yeah, if you don't have any emergency, it is not advised to go and plan your visit to those countries. So I am living with this pen nowadays, and I want this to be over sooner than later. Thank you very much. Back to you, Dr. Sundaram.
Thank you, Toastmaster Zishan. Indeed, we are all missing our home sweet home back in India or wherever we are from. It's been almost 2 years since several of us have visited our parents, our family, our relatives back home. Let us hope things are better in the soon or near future. For the next topic, I'll read out the topic. When you try to do something new, what do you have trouble to see clearly in your mind? For this topic, can I call Toastmaster Hidayatullah? Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar. If you don't mind, could you please repeat?
Yeah, I'll repeat the topic. When you start something new, what do you have trouble clearly seeing in your mind?
Okay,
Toastmaster Hidayatullah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sundar. When I start something new, the trouble which I encounter is, we don't have clear thought of what you do. when you don't conceptualize what you do, you will get into trouble. So that is the thing which you need to avoid. You have to clearly think your goals and what you want to achieve. So then in that case, you will be very clear in your mind on what you wanted to achieve. So this is the thing, which we need to keep in mind. This should not come as a stumbling block for you. You need to open your horizons of thinking, and you have to think a lot so that these stumbling blocks are removed. Uh, so this is one of the main issues we have, we do encounter when we do something new. That's it. Thank you, Toastmaster Sundar.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hidayatullah. Well planned is half done. It's truly said, and you really told that in your speech, that if you don't plan and conceptualize things, we are gonna go anywhere. So for the next topic, we will have the last, I think that'll be the last topic.
Last topic.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster. When was the last time you tried something new? So can I call upon Toastmaster Abdullah Sulaiman? Abdullah Sulaiman.
Yes, thank you.
Do you want me to repeat the topic?
Yes.
Toastmaster Abdullah Sulaiman, when was the last time you tried something new?
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Sander. I think the table topic is very interesting for me. That's why I joined Toastmaster, because before I'm not spontaneous when I take something to speak about. I need to be well prepared. This will give me an opportunity to enhance my skills. Okay, so many things that I tried last time, but something new as such distinguished, I don't have a specific thing. But if there is an opportunity for me to try the new things, first I have to think about, to understand what that thing, and also to have a plan, a clear plan and goal in order to achieve it. I don't like surprises, and always my approach is to be well organized and to see what will be next in order to avoid any bottlenecks or any traps. So if I need to start something new, first I have to prepare myself and to plan for it with very clear and specific goals, and also will be time bound in order to achieve this new thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abdullah Sulaiman, for detailing us out that we need to plan and be time bound in order to achieve anything new that we actually embark on. Thank you so much. So with that, we come to the end of the table topic session, and I would request the timer to let me know if all the table topic speakers are qualified.
Yes, Toastmaster Sundar, all of them have qualified.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anand Pillai, for doing a marvelous job as a timer. So we have the link now for voting for the best table topic speaker. Kindly vote for the best table topic speaker. In the meantime, I hand back the lectern to the Toastmaster of the day, distinguished Toastmaster S.R. Sridhar. In fact, I thank him for giving this opportunity, and I enjoyed being your table topics master for today. Back to you, Toastmaster Sridhar.
Thank you, Dr. Sundar. The next segment is our evaluation section. This will be held by a mover and a shaker. He has been the backbone of Area 6 currently, and one great part I admire about him, whenever he takes up something, he persists from the inception to achieve it, in spite of any difficulties. Once he sets an eye, no one can stop him. He is a chartered accountant by profession and blessed with 3 kids. He has been in finance profession for more than 3 decades and has been a chief financial officer, a financial controller. Please help me welcome Area 6 Director Sunny Kuruvilla.
As a point of order, Dear Modi, there was some mistake in the voting link that was shared for the table topic speaker. I will share a new voting link. I will disregard the old voting because one of the speakers' names was not included. Sorry for the error.
Okay. While the voting is going on, our Area 6 Director, Sunny Kuruvilla, will conduct the evaluation session.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, DTM SR Sridhar. Thank you for that generous introduction. I am humble with that one. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, an ebullient greetings to you all. I will shift my general evaluation to the end of this evaluation session. Let us go straight away to the prepared speech evaluations. To evaluate the first prepared speech by Toastmaster Muhammad Noman, we have a wonderful personality. He is a finance professional living in KSA for the past 36 years, VP membership of this club, and he joined Toastmastering to improve his leadership skills. Please join me welcoming Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq to evaluate the first prepared speech. Toastmaster Mudassir, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunny, General Evaluator for today's session. The purpose of the speech was to introduce Muhammad Noman, to introduce himself to everyone. And I believe that no one today is going to leave without getting himself introduced to the different chapters of life in Muhammad Noman's book. I would say, well done, Muhammad Noman. I was simply blown away that this was your inception or your icebreaker speech. The way you confidently spoke, the way you narrated your message across the board, it was amazing. Keep up the good work, and definitely you will be a very good speaker in the future. The things which I noted were that your confidence was excellent. You had good eye contact. When you delivered the speech, you stood up rather than taking the easy route of sitting down and delivering it. We got to know you. The message that you wanted to deliver, that the people they get to know you. I believe that you have done a good work job there, and the people they are now able to narrate who Muhammad Noman is and what are the different chapters of his life. Your speech had a beginning part. You started it off wonderfully by narrating a quote that the world is a stage and we are just merely players in it. Your body was there. You ended it all with a way of how you wanted to take the purpose of Toastmastering in your life and what you want to achieve from it. However, there were some things which can be improved definitely. And one of those things was that if before you deliver your speech, if you can just practice it by turning on the camera on your device and seeing the camera angles. What I felt was that your camera angle was a bit narrow. And we were not able to see your full gestures or your full body movements. So that is one point which you can work on. The other thing that you can work on, what I believe, is that your transition between the speech, although you had a great opening, you had a great body, and there was an ending to it, but there was some lack of transitions, like how could you link your opening with the body, with the closure? And then at the end, if you could deliver a message to everyone, it would have been helpful. Overall, I believe that you have all the ingredients it takes to become an excellent speaker, and definitely we'll be looking forward to your other projects and to see Muhammad Noman as one of the best speakers in this club. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank Thank you, evaluator, for a wonderful evaluation. Now, let us go to the second prepared speech today to evaluate the prepared speech by Toastmaster Abdullah Suleiman. We have another amazing leader, a CMA certified finance professional with over 20 years of active involvement in Middle East, an executive coach from MECA Academy, and the VP education of this club. Please join me, welcome Toastmaster Nafis Ahmad to evaluate the second speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Nafis Ahmad.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sani Kurvila. First of all, am I audible?
You are audible. Yes, you are very much audible.
Very good morning to all, or good afternoon, wherever you are. And specifically, very warm good morning to Toastmaster Abdullah Suleiman. Are you there, Toastmaster Abdullah Suleiman?
Yes, very good morning to you.
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
Nafis.
You're welcome. Right. To first thing first, success is not final, and the failure is kind of the beginning. So he kind of touched the theme of the day, that there's some kind of a new beginning, and he kept on explaining his theme of the speech, or the title of the speech, which is turning point. He explained that there were two turning points in his life, which is, one is of course connected to his professional life, another one was graduation. So he had his opening body, which was okay, and he explained his theme, coming to the subject matter, and he had some good closing, saying that some scholarly words or quotes given in a book called Think, Grow Rich. I mean, success comes with your confidence. So I also would encourage everybody. I mean, I also seen some other speakers speaking about the scholarly quotes. It's very encouraging as a new Toastmaster that you are using that. In short, the opening and the body and closing was perfect. You did it very well. The only thing that I found is that the project specifically says that you speak about yourself. So when you speak about yourself, you can also speak about the different chapters in your life. But you spoke about only the turning point onto the subject matter. You could have talked a little bit about your birth, city, little bit more. You could have shown a little bit how you came out from your childhood. And of course, you can always give more subject on the title. So you were standing and speaking, you had a good eye contact, and your camera posture was very good. I encourage every other speakers to do the same thing. On the points to improve is that, as I said, that you could have a little bit more contents on the early part of your life. And while you're doing the posture and standing and speaking, we always normally tend to speak on the camera. You can turn a little bit here and this thing. You can include little bit humor. You can little bit voice modulation. Say when you say, "Where are you?" like that, you can like that. So this is kind of a voice modulation. So these are the few things. And finally, you can still give some little bit of message. If there had been some turning points in my life, there will be certain things in your life. Make this as a new beginning in your life. You can relate that to the theme of the day. Likewise, you can relate it. So it's better to relate to the theme of the day, your subject and your topic. Over to you, Toastmaster TT, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nafis, for that wonderful evaluation. To evaluate the third speech, we have an amazing personality who is an architect by profession, who is the owner of many design of iconic building in Middle East. And with his evaluation, I hope he is going to design many iconic leaders from here. And he is also a champion speaker, participated up to district championships. He is past president of Kohinoor Toastmasters Club as well as GEM Advanced Toastmasters. He is in Middle East over 21 years. Please help me to welcome Toastmaster Yogi Desai to evaluate the speech by Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg. Toastmaster Yogi Desai, the mic is yours.
General evaluator, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and especially Hidayatullah Beg Toastmasters. Well, the more I learn, the more I realize how much I don't know. A quote by Einstein. What a wonderful way to start his speech. I saw a lot of confidence, a lot of courage, a lot of strength in his first speech itself, which is wonderful to have at this level when you're first time speaking to strangers you haven't met. You did talk about your educational journey, being from transport industry, learning a little bit about transportation planning, gradually moving over to finances, and then on to your professional journey in India as well as in the Middle East. Wonderful journey you have had, and thanks for sharing it. You also talked about your goals, which is a very good thing to speak in your very first speech, that you have ambitions to be a C-level person, which is great. You talked about your family, your sons and daughters, which is good to know. We get to know you better. We also learned that you love table talks in Toastmasters, which is a great sign of a potential great champion speaker moving forward, who's always eager to take up that kind of a role. And you have great potential to be a good leader as well. With regards to what you can do even more, probably add a bit of a smile when you speak. Remember, these kind of speeches you're talking about yourself. So no one else knows you, right? So be confident. You don't need to look at any of the notes as far as possible, and really enjoy speaking. And suggestion that I may have is just grab the opportunity to speak whenever you get a chance, because you already, it's like if you know sports, like if you go for bowling and the first time you bowl, whatever you score is called your handicap. Your handicap level is very high. You're already way above many of us. So you have great potential going forward. So grab every opportunity you get to speak on a public platform, especially in front of unknown audiences, and that will really bring out your potentials. So best of luck moving forward with your journey in Toastmasters and with your goals in life to be a C-level person.
Thank you.
Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yogi Desai, for that wonderful evaluation. Now, let us hear from table topic speech evaluator. He is a ceramic engineer by profession, section head for tiles production, working in Saudi Ceramic, and he is currently Taj BP membership, BP Education LX for program year 2021-22. 2 classes already completed, Triple Crown winner, and the most important, he is current CSR manager for District 79, conducted many events, many useful events for the members. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Jijo Koshi to evaluate our table topic speech. Toastmaster Jijo, Thank you, Suresh.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for this elevating introduction. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guest, good morning to all. Indeed, we had a great table topic session, and thank you, Topics Master, for bringing out such interesting topics. Let me go straight away into the evaluation section. One common gesture by all the speakers is that you're repeating the topic. Yes, indeed, you are grabbing yourself some time, but you're losing time as well. So you could avoid repeating the topic because every second here is important. So that's one common note for all the speakers. And the first topic was where every moment is a new beginning. How often do you regret a new beginning? Given to Toastmaster Sanat Agrawal. So again, you had a great opening. You said you enriched yourself by learning every day and by joining Toastmasters. Great start, everything went well. And you should utilize every moment. Great points added. Probably you could add some hand gestures and could have ended well. You just ended by yellow. You could have spoken a little more. You were looking, it was great going. Could have added, and your positioning was too vague. You could not see your hand or your, only your upper body was visible. Probably you could just lower it so that we could see more of your hand gestures, and you could have used some more vocal variety. Secondly, we have Mudassir. Topic was, if you had the chance to go back in time, what would you do? And change one thing. You said you don't want to go, you don't miss anything, and you did not go. You could always imagine. See, this is about imagining and going. You can always imagine a situation where you went back and you could change something. So it did not be realistic that you really went. So you could make it more dramatic. Probably I would have gone and did something. It can be imaginary. So thereby you can bring in some emotions. Okay, I would have gone. I should have been a film actor. You could have said something. You could make it dramatic. So thereby, audience get hooked to you. Otherwise, you did great. It was nicely connected. The third topic was to Toastmaster Zishan. If you had to move 3,000 miles away, what would you miss the most? Well connected to the topic, you missed coming from Pakistan to Jeddah. Well connected. Only you had a great opening and body. Hand gestures were very evident here. Well done. Only the conclusion was missing. You could have, concluded well, and you are the best. I could really say you can go forward. Fourth, Toastmaster Hidayatullah. When did you try to do something new? What was the trouble seeing in your mind? Well done. Only you spoke for 1 minute. You had all the time in the world to speak more. You started well, open your horizons, think a lot. Only the time was not utilized well. If you utilize the time, surely it was a great speech. And finally, the last topic, when was the last time you tried something new, Toastmaster Abdullah? Again, the time was just 1 minute utilized. You are a great speaker. You have to utilize.
We lost him.
Time. Or coach.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jijo Koshi, for that wonderful evaluation. This was end of our speech evaluation session. We all learned something new from the evaluation of Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq, Toastmaster Nafis Ahmad, Toastmaster Yogi Desai, and Toastmaster Jijo Koshi. My mentor, who is coincidentally the president of this club, used to emphasize feedback or evaluation is the breakfast of champions. We are having written evaluations as well as we discuss or the evaluators share these evaluation points for all of us. The purpose of that is the evaluation is not just to the speaker. we have had the speech and the evaluation also, so that we can correlate and implement that good points in our own speech. I hope we all got something take away from this meeting and evaluation. Now let us go to our meeting leaders.
A point of order.
Yeah. Okay.
Can we extend the meeting by 10 minutes? Yeah, 11:30. Yeah.
Yeah, I support. I second it. Now,
Okay.
timer. Did all the 4 evaluators qualified?
Yes, general evaluator, all of them are qualified.
Dear voting master, shall we go for the voting for best evaluators?
The link has been shared.
Okay, I request all of you to go to this link and vote for the best evaluation. While voting is going on, let's understand from our meeting leaders. I request accounter Toastmaster Chisan Ali to share the accounter report. Accounter report in 1 minute, please.
Yeah. Okay. I really enjoyed this job of accountant in this meeting. There were 3 prepared speeches, all icebreakers. The first person was Noman. He did this instances 4 times. Second speaker was Abdullah Suleiman. His counting is 8. Hidayatullah Beg did it 5 times. Regarding table topic speakers, the first speaker was Samit Agarwal. He did it 8 times. Second speaker was Mudassar Farooq. He repeated the words 5 times. The third speaker was myself. I could not record my accountant for those. The fourth speaker was Hidayatullah Beg. He did it 3 times. And the fifth speaker was Abdullah Suleiman. He did it 5 times. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that accurate report. Now let us hear from our grammarian, Toastmaster Ishaq Hamid. Toastmaster Ishaq, are you there?
Thank you.
We cannot hear you.
General Evaluator. Can you hear me?
Yes, now you are audible.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator, dear Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Warm good morning again. Today, I was acting as the grammarian for this wonderful meeting. First of all, I regret to say, due to maybe some internet issue, I don't know only for me or the others, so I could not note down much of the outstanding words or the phrases or whatever. But maximum I have done my best to note down some of the good words, outstanding words, which was spoken by the speakers. Firstly, Nafis Ahmad, the evaluator, we could talk like turning point. I really like it. Also, it on opening body, so it's a good word. Again, our evaluator, Jogi Desai, he pronounced wonderful journey, great sign, great potential. Also, he pronounced that I may have. So these are very good expressions which I got it from the speakers. Also, Dr. Sundar Ramalingam. So indeed, so he pronounced many expressions, so I could not note down much of this. I would like to say here the Toastmaster Srishan Nali. So he is the today's R counter. So he mentioned that he could not evaluate himself. No worry, I have evaluated. Srishan Ali with filler words from 3 to 4 times like that. He used. So this for your improvements only. I highlighted. So overall, all speakers they spoke well for the betterment of the future speech. So I would like to mention that we will learn from this session. So we will maximum try to avoid on filler words and include much of the good expressions, quotes, and sayings. So with that, I can conclude my report as a grammarian. So back to General Evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you. And I hope you are the word master too, correct?
Yes, General Evaluator.
Please deliver.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I have some of speakers. They have pronounced the word inception, namely Abdullah Sulaiman, the icebreaker. So we use inception 2 times. Toastmaster Sanat Agrawal, he used 1 time inception. Not to forget Dr. Sundar Ramalingam, he used 2 times inception. With the yes, that is the those are the speakers use the inception. I'm sorry if I could not note down others who have used already. So I forgot to tell, of course, the general evaluator, with the good impression I got it as iconic leader. So you use the word iconic leader, wonderful. So with that, if you give me 15 seconds, that sometimes we are using in writing sometimes filler words like just and all. So some people like Muhammad Numa use.
Point of order here in this session, we are just getting the number of the word of the day, who mentioned that one and number of times. Yeah. So I hope you completed that one. Is it correct?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, then let us go to next session.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Now, let us hear from our timer. Yeah, timer, please share your timing report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'll try to share my screen. I hope you can now see the screen, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, it is visible.
All right. We have the educational session conducted by Toastmaster Dr. Sundar, but he couldn't qualify. He has taken 27 minutes and 55 seconds, and his allotted time was 20 minutes. And we have 3 icebreakers, and all of them have qualified. Toastmaster Muhammad Noman has taken 6 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Abdullah Sulaiman has taken 6 minutes 15 seconds. And Toastmaster Hidayatullah Beg has taken 5 minutes and 15 seconds. With regards to the table topics, all of them have qualified. Toastmaster Sanat Agarwal has taken 1 minute 58 seconds. Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq has taken 2 minutes 14 seconds. Toastmaster Srishan Ali Khan has taken 2 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmaster Hidayatullah Baig has taken 1 minute 9 seconds. And Toastmaster Abdullah Suleiman has taken 1 minute 16 seconds. With regards to the evaluations, again, all of them have qualified. Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq has taken 2 minutes 52 seconds. Toastmaster Nafis Ahmad has taken 3 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Yogi Desai has taken 2 minutes 56 seconds. And the table topics evaluation section, we had 5 table topics. So we had, the timing was 2 minutes 30 seconds to 3 minutes 30 seconds. And he is also within the limit of 3 minutes 58 seconds. Over to you, General Dwight.
Thank you. Thank you for that accurate and very good report. Now it is time for my general evaluation about the meeting. Instead of starting from the inception, I would like to go backwards so that we will be able to recollect that in a very easy manner. To start with, table topic. I really liked the introduction of Dr. Sundar. Before this speech, it was not an introduction, but it was a mini training. It was really good. And in Toastmasters, we ensure that all members attend the meeting, get at least a 2-minute slot. And I hope Dr. Sundar, the master, ensure that today. Now, we have seen good prepared speech and very good evaluations. Thank you for that one. In general, it was very good meeting, full of energy, very, very good speeches and very high standard evaluations. It was wonderful. Then we go back to, since it's a new club and we need to understand from inception so that it can be a great club very soon. Start to give little detailed evaluation. Of course, I will not take more time. First one is the inception of the meeting is the agenda. We need to make this agenda in a clear way so that we can avoid any confusion. To be frank, I struggled 30 minutes to understand who is the Toastmaster of the day, who is TT evaluator, and I could not get Zoom link. Let us make it clear next month, the next meeting onwards, if possible. And evaluation forms, it is the responsibility of the individual speakers who are listed to send their evaluation forms to VP Education as well as the evaluators. And I have noticed that when the meeting leaders they come and introduce their roles, they are talking and they are trying to explain. But in Toastmastering, for each and every role, there is a script. Timer, there is a script. Board founder, there is for boardmaster. Each and every role, there is a script which is precise and covering all points. If it is not there, let us have that one rather than explaining it our own words and taking more time. And I think there is a good sign that new members are coming and volunteering to take roles. I think even the main roles like Toastmaster of the Day, General Evaluator, and TT Master, it can be now handled by the new members. Please come volunteer and the basic logic learned by doing. Don't try to be perfect to start taking the roles. Take the roles and you become perfect. And one of the things I have noticed that when the speaker is performing or delivering his side by side, the timer, that at times we fail whether timer is talking or this speaker. I suggest avoid spotlighting timer and the speaker can go in or he can point that timer. so that the complete screen will be for the speaker. He can express in a better way. And with this, I conclude. At one point, I mentioned whether I am in MECA Toastmasters or Diamond Toastmasters Club. I request VP, if he don't mind, he can change or create a new virtual background for our club. This, I conclude. I really enjoyed this session and it was full of energy. And only thing we need to do is time management. Time, we will not get it. So let us, if we start 10 minutes late, it happens, but try to compress it and try to end the meeting in time. I really enjoyed and thank you for this opportunity. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Area 6 Director, General Evaluator, Sunny Kuruvilla. Thank you for your great evaluation. Now, I would like to vote. I would like to ask vote counter to give voting links for the best meeting leader and the best of big three.
Thank you. Thank you, presiding officer.
And the general evaluator.
Thank you, presiding officer. The voting link for the meeting leader has already been shared. I will now share the link for the best of big three.
Yeah. While the voting is going on, I would ask our guest, if he is there, Masri Shahri, give a few, give your comment for it. Maybe he's not there now. Yeah, he's left. Yeah. So it was a great meeting, but next time let us follow what our general evaluator has said, and we start the meeting on time and end the meeting on time. Unfortunately, I had a huge breakups in the morning, breakdowns in the morning. My this didn't work, webcam didn't work, and a lot of things happened. So it will not happen next time. So we'll start the meeting on time, end the meeting on time. Now the new beginning. We have ending this year, and we'll have a new beginning of the Toastmaster year. The next meeting. Let us come more enthusiastic and let us call more members to come. I will be doing most of the talking, most of the calling, don't worry. And request a few members of ours to call some few people. So we'll have more people, and then more people will touch lives of more people in Toastmasters.
The results are ready, sir.
Is it the voting is over?
Yeah, voting is over, results are ready.
Yeah, put it.
Okay. We had 3 icebreaker speeches today, and congratulations to all the 3 speakers. Abdullah Sulaiman, Hidayatullah Beg, and Toastmaster Muhammad Noman. Congratulations on embarking on your Toastmaster journey with your icebreakers. So the best prepared speaker among the 3 was Toastmaster Muhammad Noman. Congratulations. Best table topic speaker was Toastmaster Mudassir Farooq. Best meeting leader was Toastmaster Yogi Desai.
Evaluator.
Best meeting leader, Toastmaster Anand Pillai. And the best of big 3, Toastmaster Sundar. Congratulations to all the winners, and back to you, Mr. Presiding Officer.
Thank you. Congratulations to all the winners. And I would request all our speakers, Sanat Agarwal, could you please, he has promised to give his icebreaker next week. So,
sure.
So we adjourn the meeting now, and then I request all our speakers to prepare the next speech next time, and we will next speaker, and then I will be in touch with you all. Our VP Education myself will be in touch with you all to organize the meeting next week. Okay. Wish you all the best. And I really enjoyed the meeting today.
Thank you. Thank you all. Happy weekend.
The meeting stands
Thank you.
adjourned.
Thank you. Everyone. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
If any of you have any doubts regarding this,
1 second. Syed Kazi, could you please give your hello? Could you please?
Yes, please. Yes, doctor.
Hello?
Yes, please.